Greetings, dear subscribers. These are the traditional results for the week that happened in the Odessa Diocese and the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. My name is Deacon Pavel Rudish, and let me present you the latest news. Enjoy watching. On March 26, Metropolitan Archangel of Odessa and Izmail had performed a Divine Sunday liturgy in the St. Iversky Monastery, which suffered from a whistle of the Russian Federation. During his sermon, Metropolitan Archangel appealed to the people to help the monastery in its restoration. On March 28, the clergy of the Odessa Diocese of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, Archpriest Andriy Polishuk, as part of the UOC is Grateful for the Armed Forces program, had visited a military and handed over help from the Odessa Diocese to them. Since the very first day of the war, with the blessing of the Metropolitan Archangel, the Odessa Diocese has been helping our soldiers, because most of them are the members of our Ukrainian Orthodox Church. On March 28, Archpriest Dmitro Chebatarov, head of the sports department of the Odessa Diocese, visited family and in need of the help. Holy Father Dmitro handed over the blessings Metropolitan Archangel, as well as product sets, stationery, electrical appliances for the teaching children and tablets. In March 30, Metropolitan Archangel Odessa and Izmail, in the presence of numerous clergy, and performed the Divine Liturgy in the temple in honor of Saint Alexis, the man of the God. The families of the fallen soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine, who arrived from different districts of the Odessa region, together with the priests who mourned the defenders and still care for their relatives, prayed for the service in the church. After the sermon, the Metropolitan personally met with the families of the soldiers, handed them physical aid. A total of 44 families received funds totaling 550,000 hryvnias. It's almost 15,000 euros from the team Good Unites, Odessa Diocese of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. These funds were collected at the parishes of the Odessa Diocese for charity fairs for the benefit of the families of the Ukrainian armed forces. In March 38 and April 1st, the prayer stand at the Kiev-Pechersk Lavra continues. On this day, provocateurs came provoking the protest believers into a conflict, but the believers will defend the Lavra to the end.
Московських окупантів! Що ти розкрився? Давай, чеши отсюда! Що ти сказав? Слухайте мене уважно! В Україні є одна церква! Геть! Московських окупантів!
The fact that the Speaker of the President's office, Mikhailo Podolyak, announced the physical liquidation of the priests and believers of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, compared them to a bubble of pus, greatly embarrasses the entire Orthodox public. We would like his appeal to be evaluated by the world community and the World Council of Churches. Well, everything here is simple, in my opinion. It's just that we are very tolerant and constantly want to behave the way other democratic countries. We give people the opportunity to realize their, kind of irrelevance today. It's another front and can be opened. Again, it was opened from time to time in Ukraine to destabilize the situation internally. Well, due to the fact that they are expelling priests, they're expelling them. We must protect them because it is our right to perform our ritual actions here. First, there is an absolutely legal decision of the state regarding status of both Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Ukraine and the Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Kievo-Pechersk Lavra. Well, that is, Church must realize this reserve and the state will decide absolutely legally motivated who will use the Kievo-Pechersk Lavra in a ceremonial sense, and it will definitely not be a Russian branch of the Russian Church. We finished the work of creating a single local church in Ukraine. Well, the state definitely needs more, in my opinion, and we will talk about it in different ways, to react more harshly to first of all criminal actions that are in relation to the topic of clergymen, yes, who have in a walls where they keep Russian propaganda, literature, and communicate constantly with Russian curators and so on. Give a proper assessment to the calls for the overthrow of Ukrainian statehood as much, which are heard from the official leaders of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church and the parishioners of this church. Very serious accusations, which require parishioners to contact law enforcement agencies. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church will lose all opportunities to somehow influence on eternal word of Ukraine, and Ukrainian Orthodox Church will gradually go to Russian cities and do something there, and in Ukraine there will be only an Orthodox Church of Ukraine. It seems to me that this provincial inferiority complex, which followed Ukrainian statehood for 30 years, it is still given in signs. All this must be finished if a person shows disloyalty. Again, I have already said this several times, disloyal to Ukrainian statehood as a concept. He must either get certain legal problems on the territory of Ukraine, or he must excuse me, I will speak directly, because again, after all, this is not about freedom of belief or freedom of speech, it is about intolerance which brought war to our country. Then either she must be legally responsible for it within the framework of current legislation, or church must go to Russia and say anything there, and this should not bypass us. Just today, everything that is happening around the Ukrainian Orthodox Church will allow this path to finally be closed, yes, surgically closed there, and we will do it any case. And today we have a unique, yes, it seems to me that this unique chance, when it was possible to solve everything very quickly and painlessly, was during the first 3 to 6 months of the war. Then it was possible to simply physically clean out a lot of pro-Russianism. Today it is a little more difficult, but again a little harder. It doesn't mean impossible. And today we have enough courage to go down with this path legally motivated. And there should be, I emphasized once again, a single canonical Ukrainian church in Ukraine. I want to emphasize, and obviously if the Russian Orthodox Church, then the Ukrainian Orthodox Church of Moscow Patriarchy is also guilty of Russia's genocidal war against Ukraine. Do you understand the absurdity of what is happening today in the whole world? I mean, when we talk about the UN, and that is why I would not pay attention to all these resolutions regarding the violations of the right of believers in Ukraine, because, and again I emphasize this, the democratic world to which Ukraine belongs clearly understands the fictitious of nature of these reports. These reports are not taken into account They do not carry any consequences. It is clearly that only Russian Federation violates human rights in Ukraine. All that Ukraine is doing is protecting its space, including religious space, including getting rid of the influence of Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And I empathize once again that yesterday's action of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church on the territory of the Kievo-Pechersk Lavra indicates that it is part of the Russian world that wants to influence the situation Ukraine internally, and which one must get rid of. The court proceeding can proceed. Please, we are not against it, but the decision, the legal decision which has already been made regarding who and how will take care of the Kievo-Pechersk Lavra has also been made. It will have to be finished, and I think that near future days will be fulfilled. Filaret Denisenko is also the only voice of truth from the opposing side, the so-called Patriarch of all Russia and Ukraine, who says, as the sacred archimandrite of the Holy Dormition Kievo-Pechersk Lavra, who in 1988 achieved the transfer of the Lavra from the atheistic museum of the Orthodox Church, revived monastic life in it and restored it. I want to address all parties to the conflict, which has flared up in the recent days. I'm asking everyone whom it depends not to allow bloodshed. Otherwise, it will be not only a great sin, but also a gift for our enemy, Russia, which wants to light a fire of civil war in Ukraine, so that Ukrainians do not oppose the external Moscow aggressor, but fight among themselves. Judging from what was said, the religious conflict in Ukraine and the persecution of Christians doesn't contribute to the victory and unification of Ukraine and Ukrainians, but to its destruction, with it beneficial to the enemy. Thank you for your attention. Please share this post so that more people can learn about the events in Ukraine and first hand. God bless you.